Hello everyone, welcome to Turkish Coffee Reader channel. My name is Marie and I'm the coffee reader. Today I'm going to look into the fate of Iran in the coffee cup. Let's see what the coffee cup reveals and predicts about the fate of the country of Iran and its people, as well as energies, people, and forces around the situation. The background is that people of Iran are uprising against dictatorship, and the dictator regime is killing people. There is an alternative person in exile, the crown prince, who people want him back. There's Europe, who is afraid to act, and there's President of USA, who is threatening to attack and stop the dictator regime. Also, another figure involved is the dictator leader of the regime. Before I get started, I'd like to ask you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And also hit the notification button so you won't miss my future videos. Also make sure to like and share the video. That would help a lot with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you for your support, and let's jump into today's video. Overall, I see a very dark, heavy, and intense cup. This cup is not calm at all. It shows a country is standing at a dangerous turning point, with fear, anger, power struggles, all happening at once. The future of Iran does not appear quiet or slow. It will move like a storm. I see a big flag. A big flag always represents the nation itself. This tells me the main story here is not about one person, but about the country as a whole. The flag being big means the identity of the country is being fought over. Who owns Iran, the people or the rulers? That question is at the center of everything. The big flag will rise in the cup and it will belong to the streets. This flag will become a symbol people will carry in their hearts before they can carry it openly in their hands. The identity of the country will be reclaimed piece by piece, even while danger still surrounds it. I see a big dark buffalo with big horns. This is a very powerful symbol. The buffalo represents brutal strength, blind force, old and heavy power, and also could be someone who charges forward without care. This clearly points to the dictator regime and its security forces. The big horns show violence and intimidation. The darkness of it means that this power is fear-based, not respected. This buffalo does not think, it crushes. The big, dark buffalo with the heavy horns will continue to charge forward in the near future. This force will become more aggressive, more desperate. It will believe that the strength alone will save it, and it will push harder, not softer. But the buffalo will grow tired. Its power will look large, but inside it will be wounded. There's an axe here. The axe is about cutting, executions, removal, and harsh decisions. This symbol connects strongly with killing protesters, cutting people off of internet, phone lines, their freedoms and lives. It also refers to a ruler choosing violence instead of dialogue. The axe belongs in the hands of the buffalo, meaning the regime uses force as its main tool. The axe will fall again. More harsh decisions will be made. More people will be silenced. This will happen before change arrives. The rulers will think fear will stop the movement, but instead every strike of the axe will deepen the anger beneath the surface. What is cut down will multiply in memory. I see two masked eyes. This is very important. Masked eyes mean surveillance, spies, secret police, and people watching from behind masks. This symbol shows the regime watching its own people, but also foreign powers watching Iran closely too. Nothing is hidden anymore, but no one shows their real face yet. The two masked eyes will keep watching. Surveillance will increase. Secrets will be uncovered. But the watchers will also become afraid because they will realize that they can no longer see everything. Some plans will be hidden from them, moving quietly beneath the noise. I see several dark, scratchy lines all over. These lines show chaos, pain, screaming. Streets full of tension. They represent protests, clashes, fear, blood, and trauma, spreading everywhere. The country feels scratched, wounded, and restless. The dark, scratchy lines will spread across the cup, showing that unrest will not stay in one city. It will travel. It will return again and again in waves. Even when the streets look calm, the tension will remain alive underneath, waiting. I see here bodies lying down. This is one of the heaviest symbols. It sadly points to people killed, innocent lives lost, martyrs in the eyes of the people. This symbol tells me the cost is already very high. The bodies lying down will mark a painful truth of the future. Sacrifices will continue before the turning point arrives. These losses will become symbols. They will be remembered, spoken of, and carried forward. There I see a letter M. The letter M with ups and downs means instability. This shows hope rising, then crashing, protests growing, then being crushed, power shaking, but not falling yet. It shows that the future will not move in a straight line. There will be moments when hope rises high and moments when it crashes suddenly. People will believe it is over, and then it will return as stronger. This pattern will repeat until something finally breaks. I see Satan figure with big horns. It is really strange. I saw this Satan figure also when I looked into 2026 collective readings. In fortune reading, this symbol represents extreme cruelty, moral corruption, leaders who have lost all compassion, and evil forces. This symbol clearly belongs to the supreme leader figure and his inner circle. It shows arrogance, isolation, and a belief that they are untouchable. But here is the key. This figure is surrounded by darkness, not light. That means decay. The Satan figure with the large horns will shrink over time. Right now it appears powerful, cruel, and untouchable, but in the future it will become isolated. This figure will lose connection with reality. Evil decisions will be made out of fear and arrogance. Darkness will surround this leader more than loyalty. I see a big pipe. Pipe usually means meetings. A pipe is a classic sign of closed door meetings. Old men deciding fates, smoke and deception. It could be about quiet negotiations. Also, Europe, who is thinking, smoking, waiting, afraid to act. Europe appears here as hesitant, passive, calculating, not brave. The big pipe shows secret meetings that will intensify. Europe will continue to hesitate. Discussions will happen behind closed doors. Words will be chosen carefully. Fear of consequences will delay action. But these meetings will not stop what is building inside Iran. They will only show how unsure the outside world really is. I see wolf-like eyes. This means hunger, a strategy, waiting for weakness. The exiled alternative figure. Also foreign powers watching the moment to act. The wolf is not attacking yet, but watching carefully. This is someone with patience and long memory. The wolf-like eyes will remain patient. The figure in exile will not rush. He will watch, wait, and grow stronger in symbolism. His presence will become clearer in the future, not necessarily through action at first, but through recognition. People will speak his name more openly as time passes. I see shadow of people running. I also saw that in the 2026 collective reading. This symbol keep showing up. This shows people fleeing, fear in the streets, underground movements. But shadows also mean the movement is alive, even if hidden. The shadows of people running show that fear will not disappear soon. Some will flee, some will hide, some will organize quietly. The movement will survive underground when it cannot breathe above ground. This shadow phase will be temporary but necessary. I see several dark hearts. These represent broken hearts, rage mixed with grief, love for the country turning into pain. This symbol belongs to the people. It says the people are emotionally exhausted. The dark hearts show that grief will deepen before healing begins. The people will carry sadness, but this sadness will harden into resolve. Love for the country will become stronger than fear of punishment. Here is a big volcano. This is one of the most powerful symbols in the cup. A volcano means pressure building, rage trapped inside, or a future explosion that cannot be stopped forever. This tells me very clearly that what is happening now is not the final explosion. Something much bigger is forming underneath. The big volcano is the most important future sign. Pressure will continue to build. The eruption will not happen immediately, but it will be unavoidable. When it comes, it will change the landscape forever. This will not be a small event. It will be a defining moment that cannot be reversed. I see a wolf's head up and howling. This is different from the wolf eyes. A howling wolf means a call, a signal, a leader or symbol calling people together. This fits with the exiled prince. It suggests a voice rising, being heard more clearly, even from far away. The wolf's head lifted and howling shows a call that will grow louder. A voice will rise that gathers people emotionally, even if not physically at first. It will give direction to the anger and pain. When the wolf howls, others will listen. I see a fork. A fork means choice. Iran is at a crossroads. One path leads to deeper darkness. The other leads to painful change. No easy road, but a decision is coming. The fork shows that the country will reach a moment where no delay is possible. A decision will be forced, the old path will no longer function, and the new path will be painful but necessary. This choice will not be made calmly. It will be made under pressure. There is a dark face here. This symbol shows a hidden truth, a leader losing identity, or someone who no longer understands the people. This likely belongs to the current ruler, the dictator figure. It is dark and detached. The dark face will lose clarity. The ruling figure will become more disconnected, more hidden, more surrounded by fear. Trust within the inner circle will weaken. I see a dark plane. foreign involvement, threats, escape or exile, military pressure. This connects strongly to the USA president, pressure from above, not yet action, but very visible. The dark plane will move closer. Foreign pressure will increase. Threats to the regime will become more serious. The presence of the USA will remain above the situation like a shadow in the sky, not landing yet, but impossible to ignore. This pressure will affect the timing of events, even if it does not control them. The energy of the cup does not show a quick victory. It shows suffering, pressure, fear, and patience. But it also shows the regime is rotting from inside. The people are not broken. A voice from exile is growing stronger. Foreign powers are watching, waiting for the right moment. The volcano tells me that the change is inevitable, but it will come through a long, painful process, not suddenly. The future shown in this cup is not gentle. It is slow, painful, and intense, but it is moving toward change. The fall will not come suddenly, and the victory will not be clean, but the old power will weaken, and the people's voice will grow louder than it has ever been. The future will begin to narrow in focus. Events will no longer feel distant or abstract. They will move closer to real people, real moments, and specific times. A young woman will become a key symbol of what is coming. She will not necessarily be one single person, but a living face of the movement. She will represent youth, courage, and a new generation that will refuse to be silent. There is also a sign of reconciliation, which shows that divisions will begin to soften. People who were once separated by fear, ideology, or distance will slowly move back toward one another. This will not be immediate peace, but it will be the beginning of unity. Old wounds will still hurt, but conversations that were impossible before will start to happen. I see coins, the symbol of finances. It shows that money will become a turning point. Economic pressure will increase, and this pressure will weaken the regime more than words or threats ever could. At the same time, people will learn to organize, support one another, and survive creatively. Financial hardship will push the government for planning or cooperation. The cup clearly shows unsettled times, and this will continue. The future will feel unstable, unpredictable, and tense. People will no longer be able to live day to day without planning ahead. Those who think carefully, who prepare quietly, will be protected more than those who act impulsively. The feeling of depression, anxiety, and worry will deepen for a time. There will be moments when it feels like someone is always against you, watching, blocking, threatening. This darkness is a warning that psychological pressure will be used as a weapon. Fear will be spread intentionally. Now the energy feels slow but heavy. As we go further into future, there will be more action. What is happening now is preparation, emotionally, mentally, and quietly. Plans will be made in private. Fear will still sit close to people's hearts, but resolve will grow underneath it. Summer 2026 will bring heat, not only in weather, but in emotion. Tensions will flare up. Voices will grow louder. Something will be triggered, but a clear escalation will come by the end of summer. Summer will be heavy. It will bring grief and a seriousness. Decisions made earlier will show their consequences. The movement will not disappear here. but it will become more serious, more mature, and more aware of the cost. There is a shield appears here. It means that people will need to defend themselves, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. Caution will be necessary. Those who protect their plans and their hearts will survive. The symbol of flag here again, showing that the future will demand integrity. People will raise their expectations. The country will no longer accept half-truths or symbolic gestures or false leaders. Honor will matter again. Fall 2026 will bring a turning point. Something will shift. It may not be visible immediately, but it will change the direction of events. New ideas will be born. Hope will return in a different form. People will begin imagining a future structure. End of the year 2026 will bring closure, an ending of a chapter. Something old will lose its power permanently. The atmosphere will feel different, although the struggle will not fully be over. So, the future will be difficult, but it will move forward. Youth will rise, unity will grow, pressure will increase, and the old power will be forced into a smaller and smaller circle. The cup is telling that this year will matter. Not because everything will be resolved, but because the direction will become irreversible. What has begun in January 2026 will become transformation by December. The dictator regime is on its last breath. I predict the 2026 is the year of defeat for the Islamic regime. Trump and USA will be a big helping hand to the people of Iran, not only in finishing off the dictatorship, but also in rebuilding Iran. Unfortunately, there will be many casualties on the path. If you look at my past videos, coffee reading and also card readings, I was right about my predictions about Trump. I also am right about the fate of the collective in 2026. You can rewatch that video. I am certain that this prediction will come true, and the cup confirms that. I'm going to do a card reading now about the same topic, a combination of tarot and playing cards. But to keep this video short, I will post the card reading in a separate video in my other channel, The Card Reader. If you are interested, you can visit that channel and watch that video. In the Card Reader channel, I have started posting tutorials. It's about cartomancy and how to do fortune telling by normal playing cards. If you are interested in that too, you can check out that video as well. As I always say, there are many potentials for future events. This reading was one potential future out of many. I hope what comes next would be freedom for people of Iran and punishment for the dictators who caused pain and suffering on the innocents. All right, thanks again for watching. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions or comments, put it down below. And also tell me which country you're watching this video from. Anyways, I send you love and light, and I will see you next time. Bye.